The most broke people you know are probably driving the nicest cars, and the real millionaires are in the boring, beat up sedan next to you at the light, and you would never guess it. You have been sold a lie you can see in every parking lot that the car someone drives tells you how much money they have. It is backwards. Very often, the flashier the car, the emptier the account behind it. Stick with me, because in a few minutes, I am going to show you the real price of that shiny new car, not the sticker. A number so much bigger, it will change how you look at your own driveway. But first, understand this. The people who look rich and the people who are rich are almost never the same people. Real wealth is buried treasure, quiet, underground, growing in the dark where nobody can see it. That is what being rich looks like from the outside, like nothing. Looking rich is the opposite, a shiny costume you wear on the surface so everyone can see it. And every shiny thing you strap on up top gets dug straight out of your buried treasure below. The costume is always paid for with the gold, so let's dig into the biggest shovel of them all, the car. A car is not an asset, it is a hole you pour money into. Drive a new one off the lot and it loses a chunk of its value in minutes, then keeps sliding every day you own it. It is the one giant purchase most people make that is guaranteed to lose money. And most people do not even buy it, they finance it. So they pay interest on top for the privilege of owning something shrinking in their hands the whole time. That new car is not a sign of wealth. It is a small fire you feed with money every month, and the nicer the car, the bigger the fire. That is the strange part. The thing people treat as a trophy is really just the fastest way most of them will ever burn money. Now, the number I promised you. Say a flashy car costs you around $800 a month more than a sensible used one. That does not sound like a fortune. But invested instead month after month for the years people spend making car payments, it does not add up to a few thousand. It adds up to hundreds of thousands over a working life, enough to retire on, gone in pieces so small you never felt the size of what you gave up. That is the real price of looking rich, not the sticker. It is a car versus a paid-off house, a car versus retiring early, a car versus never lying awake about money again. That is the trade nobody shows you on the window. Because real wealth is the money you do not see, the money never spent, compounding invisibly in the dark. Every dollar on the driveway is a dollar that will never grow into anything again. The flashy driver spent his future to look good at a red light. The quiet one kept his and let it grow into freedom. But it never stops at the car. You buy it to look like you made it, and now the car needs a matching life. The watch, the clothes, the neighborhood, each one a bigger shovel. And every time you level up, so does everyone around you, so you never actually arrive. There is always a nicer car in the next lane. That is the cruel joke of status. It is a game with no finish line. And the people you are trying to impress are doing the exact same thing you are, broke and performing wealth for each other in a circle. Every one of them sure, everybody else is the real deal. But the deepest gear is not about cars at all. You do not want the car. You want to be seen. You want people to look at you and think, that person made it. That is the engine under the whole machine. You are spending your actual future to buy a feeling from strangers who are barely even looking. And it never fills the hole because the hole was never about the car. It has never been harder to resist. Open your phone and you are handed a highlight reel of people who look like they have everything, and none of them mention the debt holding it up. So you feel behind and you reach for the costume just to feel level with a picture that was never real. Here is what the wealthy figured out. They stopped needing to be seen. They drive the boring car and let you assume they have nothing, while the treasure grows in the dark. That freedom is the exact thing that let them get rich. They understood something simple. You can look rich or you can be rich. Almost nobody gets to be both on the way up. Watch it in two people, same job, same 60,000 income. The first leases the shiny SUV, $900 a month, always a payment, always losing value, trading up every 3 years to keep the look alive. He always looks like he is doing great. The second buys a reliable used car for a few thousand, pays it off, drives it 10 years, and quietly invests the difference before he can touch it. 10 years later, the first has a slightly newer car worth almost nothing and not a dollar saved. The second is sitting on a six-figure pile that grew in the dark the whole time, driving a car that gets him everywhere the SUV goes. And here is what stings. The flashy one does not even feel rich. He feels stressed one missed paycheck from the whole costume collapsing because there is nothing underneath it. The plain one sleeps just fine. Quiet money buys the one thing the costume never can: the freedom to stop worrying. Now, let me shine the headlamp on the honest part. A nice car is not a crime. If you love cars and you already built the wealth and it will not set your future on fire, then enjoy it. That is what money is for. The trap is buying the costume before you have the treasure, going into debt to look rich to strangers years before you actually got rich, and calling it success. Most people buy the nice car instead of the wealth, then spend their lives wondering where the money went. They bought the picture of the life and never got the actual life. None of this is financial advice. It is just the headlamp, showing you the shiniest thing in the lot is usually hiding the emptiest account. So here is how you climb out. 4 moves. 1. Separate looking rich from being rich and pick one. You cannot chase both. Every dollar on the costume is a dollar that never becomes treasure. 2. Buy your car the way the wealthy do: reliable, used, paid for, kept for years. Let it be boring. Boring is what buried and growing looks like from the outside. 3. Invest the difference automatically. Send the gap between the flashy payment and the sensible one straight into investments the day you get paid. That gap, left alone, is the fortune. 4. Before any purchase meant to impress, ask one question. Am I buying this thing or what I hope people think when they see me with it? If it is the second, put it down. So the next time you see the nicest car on the street and feel that pull, that voice saying, that is what winning looks like, stop. That pull is the machine. Very often, the person in that car has the least of anyone on the road, and the real fortune just rolled past you in something dull and 10 years old. Real wealth was never the thing you can see. It is the thing you cannot. Buried, quiet, growing in the dark, owned by people happy to let you underestimate them. And you just turned on the light. Go take one honest look at the most expensive thing you own and ask which it really is, a treasure or a costume. If this dug something up for you, subscribe, because this whole channel is one long tunnel under the stuff they bury. Then tell me in the comments, what is one thing you once bought just to look successful that you now regret? Be honest, keep digging, keep